Because the main question God's going to ask you and me is this: what did you do with what I gave you? That's it. That's the major question that you and I are going to be asked, right? And so now it's tax time, right? It's tax time. So we're going to kind of get into a topic that you're talking about taxes. Oh my, well, it's tax time, right? If you're like me, you kind of want to get the taxes done just as quickly as possible. But I have a question for you, all right? If you could choose to have all of your income, any portion or all of your income given to you in cash, how much would you have given to you in cash? How much would you take in cash? Oh, many would say, well, I'd take all of it, because that way I don't have to what? Go ahead and say it. Pay taxes on it. Do you realize that that is called tax evasion? But let me tell you what. The church doesn't suffer from tax evasion as much as it suffers from tithe evasion. You see, we will take the money in cash in order to avoid the taxes. But guess what? We'll do something similar in our role as followers of Jesus, and what we'll do is we will commit tithe evasion. You ever thought about that? But we don't talk about tithe evasion. We don't prosecute that in our governmental system. Why? Because, well, we just don't like to talk about those things. Well, because the Bible talks about it, we must and we will talk about it. You see, God created a system by which the kingdom of God is funded through our kingdom investment. You got to get this. Every organization that you've ever worked for is funded somehow, okay? You sell a product or services, or maybe you work in a public, maybe you're a school teacher, whatever. You're funded through the public tax dollars, etc., right? How is the church funded? So if God has this broad, important mission for the church, which involves being the expression of Jesus Christ to the world and being the driving force for the kingdom of God to advance in the world, how is it funded? Can you tell me how it's funded? By us. Do you realize that there are no government agencies that are just trying to find ways to give us money in the church? Do you realize that? Do you realize that? It is funded through the way the people of God manage the trust that they have been assigned by God as trustees.